Well, TRT World Research Center Manager Tarek Cherkaoui joins me now live in the studio to discuss this further. Thanks for coming in. Put this, into context for us. How unexpected was the addition of Saudi Arabia and the other 22 or so countries to this list?
Well, I think this is a very interesting development in the sense that the Saudis lately have been very reckless in so many fronts, and one of them have been not to have enough checks and balances in their systems so that they prevent any kind of money laundering or terrorism financing going through the EU. And the EU said enough is enough, and it's time to put some things in place.
Okay, so how will it actually affect business between the EU and Saudi, which is a major arms purchaser from particular EU countries? How will it affect business? How will it affect their economy?
There are many aspects to this question. I think the first is to underline the tremendous reputational damage that has affected Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia right now, under the supervision and leadership of Mohammed bin Salman, is a train wreck. I think what's happening is basically a big damage to the reputation of Saudi Arabia. It's equal now to a mere banana republic, and this is what is the matter at stake. And secondly, from the reputational damage, I think that there is also a big damage to the financing and the economy of Saudi Arabia, because all this myth or mirage of having like a reformed Saudi Arabia, a reformed economy in Saudi Arabia, will rely on investments from abroad, and primarily from the Western countries and especially the European countries. So this will complicate business a lot between both parties.
I have to raise one issue with you, though, because it does kind of cause an area of confusion here. Iran is also on this list at the same time that Europe is actually trying to maintain the conditions of the nuclear deal that would allow for more business and financial transactions with the European Union.
Yes, well, I think these are two separate cases. Iranian, they worked very hard through negotiations to reach a deal. This deal is unfortunately now being reconsidered by the United States, and it's not going to take place. So the exchanges between Iran and the European Union are fairly limited compared to, for example, Saudi Arabia. The hit that will affect the economy, the Saudi economy, is much wider. It's a major exporter of oil. It has a lot of deals going on, not just arms deals, but also other deals on many other fronts with France, with Germany, with the likes. I know for sure that Britain tried to lobby not to get Saudi on this list, but it didn't succeed, and especially that Britain is on the verge of quitting the European Union. So it underlines again the lack of strategic insight in the Saudi leadership, because they put all their eggs in the basket of Trump and Kushner, and they cannot do anything in this case.
Let me just branch out quickly if we can. What will this mean to some of the other countries on this list? Countries like Afghanistan, Yemen, they're already struggling horribly. Yemen in particular, its economy is in shambles. Why put this additional kind of pressure on a country like Yemen?
I really like the irony of the situation, in the sense that these are mostly war-torn countries. Like Yemen has been bombed to smithereens by the Saudis and the UAE coalition. Other places like Libya is in the midst of a terrible civil war. You have Afghanistan, which is also in the middle of a long and protracted civil war. So we can understand that the state there is weak, that the state is failing to put checks and balances in place. But what we can't understand is Saudi Arabia falling to this kind of level with war-torn countries around the world.
Okay, Tarek, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.